Thanks for listening to the AZ12 Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Luke, joined by Jason Shearer, and now the man of the hour, Arizona new defensive coordinator, Danny Gonzales. Hello, Coach Gonzales.
Well, hello, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
I was going to say, where are you coming from right now? It looks really nice in the background.
So I'm actually, I stopped by the house. So I've been up in Miranda this morning, hitting some high schools.
Okay.
And I planned it. So when Jeff Bell came in yesterday and said we'll do this at 10:30, I text some of the coaches like, hey, I need a little break here from 10:30 to however long you guys want to keep me. And then I'll hit back out. I got to get to Catalina Foothills and a couple more Miranda schools. So I'm coming from the backyard this morning.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right, Coach, I got to give you I don't want to get you in trouble here, but I got to give you a pretty good compliment. Doing some background research, when the rumors were that you were going to be a DC, everywhere you've been, including ASU, they loved you as the defensive coordinator. I got to give you a lot of credit for that. You have a good reputation as a DC everywhere you've been.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm proud of what I've been able to do in this business. I think it's a people's business, and I was taught at a young age, if you don't lie, you don't have to remember what you say. And so just speak the truth and tell people, give it to them black and white. There's no gray area. And I think it served me well in my tenure.
Right. Sure.
Coach, we've talked about this before, but a lot of people just assume 3-3-5, right? And you said that you'll kind of adapt. Can you just talk about your scheme and what people can expect from your defense next season?
Absolutely. It's funny. I got tagged a 3-3-5 guy when I worked with Coach Long at San Diego State, New Mexico, everywhere we've been. And I can kind of give you the origin of where the defensive scheme come that we run. Obviously, Rich Ellerson is a popular name around here. There was a guy by the name of Don Matthews who was established up in Canada, and then a gentleman by the name of Jolie Dunn. And Rocky Long worked for all of them and was good friends with Rich Ellerson. And so some of the 3-3 stack stuff combined with Rich Ellerson's flex has kind of been what we created. And so by paper, at the places that I've been, we were 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 DBs. The formations and the fronts that we give, if you go through it, especially with the PFF grades and everything, you'd see more of a 4-2-5 look. And so what can our players do, like Chase Kennedy, Riley Wilson, who we just took out of the portal? Can they play up on the line of scrimmage and be a 4th D lineman? If we have to go with 4 true D linemen, Dom Lolesio, who we used last year, both on and off the ball, he's a bigger body that can be a part of that front. So we're going to base it off of what our best personnel is. But what we're going to do is we're going to give people a pre-snap picture, a post-snap picture, and it's kind of organized chaos. And if we can keep people from being able to target our guys, we have such a huge advantage. And that's what we've been able to do and why we've been successful over my 27 years of doing this.
Coach, what are you looking for this year as opposed to maybe last year with the defensive line? You're bringing in Joe Salavea. Obviously, you're returning a couple guys. What are you looking for from your defensive line this year, and what should fans be looking for?
Production. We've obviously got to be more productive. If you can get pressure with a 4-man rush, you can do a ton of things in coverage. If you can't get pressure with a 4-man rush, you don't have that elite pass rusher or somebody that can consistently get pressure with that 4-man rush, then you've got to be creative and inventive with a 5- and 6-man rush. The idea is you're never going to hear a guy say, well, I had this gap. We're going to cancel gaps with movement and alignment. We're going to create pictures that people struggle with. Our middle linebacker will sometimes be a linebacker, will sometimes be a safety. It's different pictures, and it's stuff that offensive struggle with. Now, you asked me about Joe Salavea. I've never been on the same team as him. And I am so honored to be working together because I've had to work against that sucker in recruiting. We played against him when I was at the other school up north, and we played against Oregon. They were ranked 6th in the country. It was one hell of a battle that we came out on top of. So I know what he produces, and I know what he produces in the recruiting game also. So to be on the same team and to team up, I'm super excited about that. And we're going to give those guys the chance with the tools that he gives them. And obviously, if you want to be a good coach, you get good players. We've made some of those adjustments in the transfer portal. You've seen Zach Cialepa. You saw another young man that was here. I can't say yet. I don't think it's been released, but you guys have seen it all over Twitter. We've obviously gotten bigger inside, and that not only is that size bigger, but they're twitchy. And when you have size and twitch, and you have a coach that continue to develop the tools, you have a chance at something special up there.
Sure.
So your linebacker room, obviously, you lost a couple of guys, but you added. turn tape around, can you talk about the guys that you added and what we should expect from them?
Absolutely. I mean, Tay was a fairly productive linebacker last year. We obviously didn't feel great about what we had in the room that was ready to play at this level because we moved Dalton Johnson in there, who Dalton Johnson is an outstanding boundary safety. He can play both sides of the field. We put him in Mike linebacker. He ended up with like 94 tackles last year. So the productivity out of that room, we need to be able to play Dalton at safety and replace those pieces. We think we've done a good job in the portal. There's going to be 3 gentlemen that you'll hear that are here on campus now. You got Blake Gocher, you got Max Harris, you've got Riley Wilson. In the program, you've got Levi Sua, you've got Jabari Mann, you've got Stacey Bay. Obviously, Justin Flo's still on the roster. He didn't go anywhere. He's got a set of skills that we're going to have to develop to give him a chance to get on the field. So we have some things in that room that will give us a chance to play with true linebackers last year as opposed to a dime package, which we had to survive in the last 6 weeks of the season last year.
All right, now let's talk about the DBs a little bit. You got some talent back there. Obviously, working with Dwayne Aquina, he's a DB coach as well. Talk a little bit about your defensive backfield and just kind of what you're working with, and obviously working with Coach Aquina.
Well, obviously, I mean, I think Dwayne Aquina is one of the best defensive back secondary coaches in the history of this game. And those guys, I mean, he was here a year before me. The relationship that he fortified with a lot of the secondary guys, the Traden Stukes, Dalton Johnson, Genesis Smith. I mean, those guys all. And I don't blame them. I mean, in today's world with what's going on with this portal, it's absolutely nuts. And so the relationships there, I was able to talk to them as well as Coach Aquina about what this is going to look like going forward. And I think they went out there and they had offers and they had opportunities that they didn't think were as good as the University of Arizona. And that excites me. It gives us a chance. Now we've got Traden Stukes. He can be a first day, second day NFL draft pick next year if he can get his knee back to where he was before he got hurt at Utah. Dalton Johnson will have a chance to play at that level. And then Genesis Smith, he's got an ability athletically to be really special. And you've got a guy now in Jack Luttrell who was behind those guys and got a lot of playing time. We obviously didn't have a lot of depth last year to be successful, especially in the Big 12. So that is going to help with Jack. And what we've done on this roster is we've created competition. And I think there's very few people in this world like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan who they are elite. They don't need somebody chasing them. They're trying to chase history. The guys that we put in this program are going to create competition. It's going to make everybody across the board better on both sides of the ball.
Sure.
Coach, when you're looking in the portal, there's guys coming from every school. Arizona's taken some guys like Riley Wilson, for instance, smaller school, or what would be looked at as smaller school, Chancellor Owens, guys like that. Do you evaluate them differently? How does that process work for you?
Well, the PFF thing is an amazing feature. I mean, there's some people that must be busy as you can be because they grade every single player at every single level between FCS and FBS football, every single snap. So there's a preliminary deal. It's 20 snaps. And if they make it past the 20 snaps on PFF, then I'll go watch a game tape. And we have every game tape of every FCS school and FBS school in the country from last year. And if they make it to a game tape, then it's who did they play against? Did they play against a Power 4 school? Did they play against a Group of 5 school? Are they able to maintain for a full 80 snaps during a game the level of competition that's going to require to be able to play at this? And then you have to get them on campus and see what they look like. Is their body something that's going to be able to be built up in a weight room with the nutrition that we give that they can actually handle a 12 to 16 game season in the Big 12? And so all of that stuff is a factor in whether or not we feel that they can compete at this level. I think Coach Brennan has said it a couple times in the media. This portal recruiting is like speed dating, and then you get married at the end. And in America, the divorce rate is something insane. So you're going to see some changes in April too from all those relationships. So it's kind of correlated to what this looks like. Now, the competition that we created, hopefully the guys that are playing and put themselves in position to play, the rest of them, the idea behind this is they want to play football. And you saw Arizona had a big number in the portal. I think we had 30 guys at one point in the portal. I can tell you this, there were 22 of them that were told, like, you want to play ball, you have to have an opportunity to have to play ball. And then there were 8 of them that got in, a couple of them that didn't come back, a couple of them that did. And then we were able to flip that to give people that we believe can help us compete in the Big 12. And the great thing about the Big 12 is from top to bottom, there's not a Texas, Oklahoma anymore that has so much more than everybody else. Everybody in this league can compete against each other. And so we're excited about the pieces we put together to go out there and compete for a conference championship, a CFP run, and see what we can do.
All right, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the defensive tackles here. Isaiah Johnson, when he stays healthy, he's really flashed some stuff. And you've got Chuba in the middle. What are you looking for from Big Chuba this year and Isaiah Johnson?
Chuba started doing some good things before he broke his foot. And then through conversations with Chuba after he was probably cleared to play the last 3 games, we thought it was better for depth and for opportunity with this program for Chuba to continue to rebuild and get ready for this year. Isaiah got rolled up in pregame warmup and high ankle sprain, which I want to give Isaiah a lot of credit because very few skill guys can get back from a high ankle sprain in 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
And he was cleared to play the last 2 games, which was unreal. And when Isaiah is healthy, he's as explosive as anybody I've ever been around. So those 2 guys in there, and then obviously with Zach, with another piece, we've got some power and we got some length. And I think a really good D lineman in this league that is a 300 to 350 pounder, if he's playing 30 to 35 plays a game, you can get some premier snaps out of him. If you're relying on one of those guys to play 70 snaps a game,
right,
there's very few in this world that can do that.
Sure.
You've coached in a few conferences. What, if anything, did you learn about the Big 12 offenses last year?
How big people are. I mean, the Midwest of this country, people are significantly bigger than when I was in the Pac-12. And so that was one of the things with the 6'7", 350 tackle inside that we tried to address. I think the coaching in the Pac-12 and the Big 12, I think there's some excellent coaches. So what the really neat thing about the Big 12 is if you can create similar talent, coaching becomes a big deal. And so that's exciting. These chess matches and everything that will develop. And I think the Big 12, us being in Texas, is going to significantly help us with recruiting there and being able to play 3 or 4 games a year there. I think that's the best part of the Big 12 for the University of Arizona.
So what are your expectations then for the defense and for your personnel? And can you give somebody maybe an under the radar possible breakout performer to keep an eye on, Coach?
Yeah. Let me start this, and I'm gonna throw you off a little bit. Seth Daggy, our new offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't talk enough about who he is and what he's going to bring to the table and give us the ability to play complementary football. Okay. Everybody's talking about the air raid and all those things in the air raid. I mean, I've had to defend Mike Leach. Beat Mike Leach once when I was in Mexico, beat him when I was at the school up north. The opportunity that Seth brings to be multiple. And then as we were vetting offensive coordinators and stuff, going back and watching what Marshall did, that is a ball coach. And obviously his dad is a ball coach and dad's a defensive guy. So I like him even more. But what he was able to do complementary football at Marshall led them to a big Sun Belt championship. And so defensively, getting back to what can we expect, I expect us. I mean, we will not allow people to run the ball against us. I mean, that's where it starts. If you can't stop people from running the ball, you got no chance of being good on defense. So be a top 25 defense against the run. Okay. And then secondly, give them pictures so that they're off balance, so that they can't just pick you apart on game day and have day. Sorry, I got a little connection loss. Are you guys still there?
You're good. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. Game day. I think the iPads and all those things on the sideline have made some very average coaches a lot better. And having answers on game day and not having to wait till Sunday to figure out the puzzle, I think that gives us an opportunity with what we set up and how we do things to be that. Now, scoring defense, obviously the number one stat in anything. I mean, we can talk about yards, we can talk about blah, blah, blah. It's about giving up points. And if we can hold people to 17 to 22 points in this league, we're going to have a chance to win every single game. And I think Coach Daggy gives us that opportunity. Obviously, if you want to be a good coach, you get good players. So if the talent is equal, that's where we can come in. Don't allow them to run the ball, get pressure on the quarterback, whether it has to be through 4 or 5, and then find a ways that you don't leave your DBs hanging in coverage.
Coach, Brennan said something interesting at his end of season press conference. He said basically he knows he's not going to win support in the offseason. But it feels like he has won support in the offseason in the sense that it's been pretty successful. How would you assess the offseason kind of and he talked about the pressure to win and kind of win people over on the field.
Well, here's the best, and this is an old head ball coach view at this stuff. Okay, and coaches can say what they want, that they don't read Twitter, they don't mean Messenger. Don't believe them. Okay, I go through all that stuff. I see Twitter. I mean, I read that stuff, and I actually enjoy it, because if people, whether it's positive or negative, and even the negative ones, it means they care. Because when they don't care, they stop talking, and then you're in trouble.
Right.
And when they care, when what happens around here, like happened in 2023, you get what transpired at the beginning of 24. And it becomes this enormous monster of momentum that obviously we didn't maintain. We didn't have enough depth to maintain it. So now you get the opportunity to find a way to get all those people and to believe in what we're doing now. And so all the negative criticism, don't stop it, because it means you care. And we're going to build something so that care turns into excitement. And that's what I'm excited to do. And that's why I'm excited with the opportunity of being the defense coordinator here, for being a part of a program that can be a top 25 program and have a chance to win a conference championship and make a CFP run.
Coach, you're the epitome of why coaches should be doing out of the media and doing stuff. This is fantastic. I can't tell you how impressive this all was. You can just tell by the comments on the side. You're the man, Coach.
Well, I tell you what, I'm excited to be here, and I appreciate. I appreciate what Jason Shear does on 247 with the Wildcat Authority. I appreciate what you do, Mike. This podcast is outstanding. It's talking about the University of Arizona athletics. It's back to A. I mean, it's everything that we want, everything that we need, and every single recruit that we recruit goes through the Wildcat Authority, and they read, and they want to read about themselves, and they want to read about how wonderful the University of Arizona is. So it's our job to put that light on how great Arizona is and what back to A means and what bear down means. And so the tradition of this place, has football been great around here? It has not been great for a long time. They've had pockets of greatness. And so our ability to be able to recreate that greatness is what this is all about. Now, coaches get fired and hired all the time, and good coaches get rehired. Okay. You've either been fired or you're going to get fired. That's the rule of coaching at the FBS level. And so the opportunity to come here and recreate something and back the A and bear down. I mean, I'm so into tradition and what this place is, and wherever you are, you've got to be all in. And I know there's going to be a bunch of people up in Tempe that think I'm a traitor and think that but you know what? When I was there, I was all in, and I knew everything about that program. And I used to wear a shirt that said anti-200, because back in 1958, when they tried to establish the Arizona State College into university, there was a Proposition 200. Okay. Well, when I was up there, it was all about the anti-200. You know what? Next year, if we're good enough, I'm going to wear a shirt that says Prop 200. You know, we want to be the main school at this university, because this is where I'm at. And so with the ability, I mean, with the medical school, all those things, with everything that we have here, that's how wonderful this place is. The city of Tucson, it's very similar to where I grew up in Albuquerque. We're not too far from where you talk about Del Taco and Barstow, where my wife is from, and the Del Taco stuff. And let me give more credit and shout out to my wife, Sandra, because coaches, my life doesn't change when I get a new job. When I was at ASU, or when I was at New Mexico, or when I'm in Tucson, I'm in a building with 110 football players, 10 full-time coaches, and some analysts, and I'm doing the same thing. Their lives get torn up. They've got to make new friends. They've got to find new doctors. They got to find new grocery stores, a new gym, a new routine in life. And my wife is a saint, and I've been able to have success in this business because of her. My faith is the number one thing in my life. My wife is there, and then we got 4 wonderful kids that are beautiful and have been a part of this, and part of this whole entire. It's an adventure, as we call it in our family. And so when the adventure was to come to Tucson, my girls were excited. Our 10-year-old Abby, she has Down syndrome. She is a rock star, and I am, as my family, my wife, is active. And there's the SANS, which is the Down syndrome network for here in Tucson. My 12-year-old, we're a family of autoimmune. My 12-year-old has type 1 diabetes. So we've been on an organization called Pump New Mexico, back in New Mexico, to help families that can't afford pumps for their children with type 1 diabetes. We will be as invested in this community here in Tucson. We've already gone to some SANS events. We have the Buddy Walk in October every year that we got involved in for our kids with Down syndrome. We are going to be so invested and involved in this Tucson community. And what happens is, when you win football games, everybody gets more excited about it. And that's the plan. You've got to win. And I agree with you, Mike. We've got to be out in this. We've got it. And I think Coach Brennan.
And you're killing it this offseason. You're doing a great job at it.
And as long as we can, now we got to turn this over into W's. We got to turn this over into wins, get to bowl games, get to compete for championships. And then the lifeline in this, and it's where I'm headed now in about 10 minutes, is recruiting. You've got to recruit. And what you guys do, and I try to express this to everybody, your value to our recruiting platform is so significant. The kids want to read about themselves. The kids want to know who's recruiting them. The kids want to know how wonderful they are. It's what happened with this social media world. And you guys do a phenomenal job in posting when we post that we've offered or we throw the eyes out there. You guys are so all over it trying to figure out who it is. Excites the community, excites the whole back to A thing. I mean, all this stuff. It is fantastic, and we need more of it.
All right. Coach, you are the man. Keep killing it on the recruiting trail. And again, staff is doing an amazing job out in the community. A+ off season. Very much appreciate you guys.
Whatever you need.
Thanks,
and I know there's a lot of coaches speak in this world. I tell you what, we're going to put a product on the field that plays their tails off. You will never have to worry about that. I mean, I thought we played hard last year. That will never change. And then it's about being disruptive. And between myself, Coach Daggy, Coach Brennan, and what the leadership of what we have around here, I think the fact that we were able to keep Coach Aquino around, because I swear he's one of the best second coaches, if not the best ever. We got Coach Salavea up front. All those pieces. And I'm telling you guys, throw your stock in on Coach Daggy. We've got a freaking savage on the offense. We're going to build this thing on the defense and play complementary football and win a bunch of football games. So thank you guys. The press conferences coming fall will be fun. I look forward to them. Don't miss. I'm waiting for my burger taste there.
I'll bring it. Definitely going to bring you
I'm
one.
all in. And then whatever we can do to help you guys, and please continue to help us, because we're all in this together. If we want back to A to be something, we've got to do this together. So thank you guys. I appreciate you having me on. It was a great honor.
Coach Gonzales,
Thanks,
you're the
guys.
man. Appreciate it. Tell your wife I said hello and happy Del Taco, Barstow, California.
No doubt. Bear down.
Bear down. All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks again. Sheer, that was awesome. That was awesome. He gets it. He gets it.
I've said this before. Look, you could criticize Danny if you want as a coach, whatever. Number one, awesome dude. And he gets it.
Right.
He just understands everything. And you listen to him and like he gets it. Like it's awesome. That was awesome, Mike. I'm pumped.
Dude, that was really, really good. I was very impressed. I was going to try to sneak a read in there even, and I got too excited, and I kind of messed that one up. But I will tell you this, and I am going to tag Coach in this. You might say to yourself, Mike, where else could he get something good to eat during this time? Baggins. Okay, there's 12 locations around the state, in the state, and there's one in Scottsdale. Here's the deal, though. You got to do the AZ12. You got to do the AZ12 code, though. You have to do it either on the app or on the website. If you go there, make sure you do it because it makes me look good, and we want them to continue with us. It makes me, and Sheer, you like chocolate chip cookies. This is true, correct?
It is true. It is. Absolutely.
Yes. And every sandwich comes with a chocolate chip cookie. All food made in-house. Again, this is a great place. They cater. They do all kinds of really good stuff. Check out Baggins, my friends. Check out Baggins. Okay. Now, AZ12. Use the promo code. Again, makes us look good. Okay. Now, sure. Listen, I got to give them a lot of credit here. Now I do get people, and I don't understand why some people say this, and I don't get it. They're like, oh, Mike, you're gone soft. No, I want Arizona to win. I want Arizona to win games. Guess what? And I got to give the coaching staff a lot of credit. And, Brent Brennan has been out there. He has been out in the community. Stuff like that matters to me. Coach Danny Gonzales, you can tell just how natural he is. These guys are getting it. And again, you still got to win games on the field. I totally get all of that. But at the end of the day, though, it's also sometimes you just got, I don't know if learning from a mistake is the right term, but I don't know that it's not the right term. Either way, they've been out there. Brent Brennan is doing what he needs to do, and this coaching staff is.
Yeah, I mean, I told Brennan this and people close to him. Tucson's very unique. They have to like you, right? Like this is a smaller community, especially football-wise, where it makes life a lot easier. And we've seen it where, there's been games in the past with bad teams that have sold out because you related to the team and the coaches and all that. And you're right. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I think he learned from mistakes. I think at San Jose State, he didn't have to be active in the community because no one cared for him to be active in the community. And now you see him and he's going to women's basketball. He's going to men's basketball. He's bringing other coaches. He's tweeting out pictures. They have recruiting graphics going on all day today. This is what people want. Now you're interested in the program and you see like Danny Gonzales is one of us, right? Like he knows back the A, bear down, Del Taco.
Oh, that was awesome. There were so many. Cody, we need to clip all those back the A's. That was fantastic.
Like Wildcat Authority, the pod, like all of it. Like he knows it. It makes sense. Like it works. Tucson has to like their coaches. They have to.
Yes. And the thing about it, too, is that I make my whole life as mistakes, but I try to learn from them. And most of the time I don't learn from them. But at the same time, you can definitely attest to this year. I don't learn from them. But at the same time, though, I've also got to say that this is a unique situation right now. And you got something good going on there. Again, maybe he should. Plus, I love the passion, too. He came in here knowing what he was going to talk about. That was very, very good. I very much appreciate that. Okay, Sheer. Now, let's talk a little bit about what he said, breaking it down here a little bit. I'm very glad that he kept Coach Aquina, because I do believe that Coach Aquina. Oh, by the way, we can take super snaps now. We got a couple super snaps in already. Yeah. Bring the super. Dude, I know. Oh, gosh, amazing. Yeah, put the super snaps. Bring us what is that term again? Bring us your tired, hungry super snaps or whatever that term is.
Dedicate your children to us.
Yes, exactly. Dedicate your children to the super snap. But keeping Aquina is a big thing for me. He's a dude who just, like I said, I'm a massive Dwayne Aquina fanboy. Keeping him around in the secondary feels great. And I thought it was interesting, too, what he talked about with Joe Salavea. Joe Salavea is somebody that, he's got an aura about him. Now, some people might say, they're like, oh, well, Joe Salavea, he's not going to be a DC or a head coach. I don't care. He's a good defensive line coach, and he's a good recruiter. That's all that really matters to me, and it's an upgrade. I don't care what anybody said. It's an upgrade.
Yeah, I hope people realize how much respect Dwayne Aquina has from fellow coaches. Like Brennan once told me he thought that he's arguably the best secondary coach of all time. Like Danny Gonzales just said, he's one of the best secondary coaches of all time. Like Dwayne Aquina is a big deal in the coaching community. And I'm not going to trash Joe Sumalo because he's gone, Mike, but comparing him to Joe Salavea.
You just trashed him, but it's true though.
Yeah, it's a different world, man. Like Salavea has been around. He knows about Arizona. He's willing to go out and recruit. And, you look at him and who he's recruiting and it's like 4-star guys. And you start to look and they're Polynesian over, but you talk to the guys and you reach out and they're like, I love Joe Salavea. He's coached at Oregon in Miami. And but he's also had success at Washington State. Like the dude's really good. He gets it. He wants to be here. This coaching staff has upgraded offensively and defensively. It has upgraded.
It's a massive upgrade. It's a massive upgrade. And again, we'll see. You still got to win games on the field. I get it, but it's a massive upgrade. Also, we got asked about Chuba. Let's talk about Chuba here for a second. How big of a deal is Chuba this coming year?
They like Chuba now. So Danny Gonzales is they're gonna have certain lineups with the defensive line in certain situations where they're gonna go really big, and he couldn't mention it because Tia Savea has not signed yet. But
yeah, I like Tia Savea though. He's coming back. We're bringing him home.
Right. All indications are that he's going to sign. That is a very large interior defensive line with Chuba, Tia Savea, Zach Salupa. They think Zach Salupa could play. Maybe not every down, but he's like 6'7" and like 350 pounds. They're going to find a way to get him on the field. So size, it's what we always say, Mike. I don't know how good the defensive line. I still have concerns. I still think that they need to add some defensive ends. But if you're going to miss, they are missing big. They have large human beings on their defensive line.
Hey, dare I say girth?
Girth.
Strength. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Girth, strength, all of that matched into one there. And I thought it was interesting what he said about Traden Stukes. I told you from the beginning that the staff is very, very high on Traden Stukes, not only what he can do in college, but his NFL potential as well. I thought that was an interesting remark the coach made about Traden.
Well, we always talk about the guys that Arizona's bringing in, but you can make a case that the most important guys are the ones they kept, right? And
Right.
and you know, Stukes and Genesis and Dalton, like those three, assuming they're healthy and all
They're
that,
good.
that's a big deal. You're not having to replace those guys. And I like what he said about, hey, Jack Luttrell was put in a situation where he had to play every snap, and now they could, play him more to his strengths. And Stukes is good, man. I don't know if he's an NFL guy. I don't. But I know
Right.
that he's not. Like, you look at him and you say, oh, definitely not. Like, he has a chance. And when he gets in the interviews and stuff, every coaching staff that talks to him is going to love the kid. He's awesome. He has his head on straight. His dad, Ray, is fantastic. Like,
Oh, Ray's great.
yeah, I mean, it's guys like Stukes are very easy to root for.
All right, now you might say to yourself, wow, I'd like to go watch some football because there's still a little bit of football left this season. And guess what? You can go to RJ's Frozen Cactus. All right, now you might say, Mike, where's RJ's Frozen Cactus? Thanks for asking. It is from bar rescue fame, my friend. Here's the deal. They got a massive parking lot. So if you're going to a game or you're going to do something and you want to have a couple cold ones, guess what? You can pregame at RJ's, then ride share to the game. They have a massive parking lot. Very, very tasty food, very scrumptious food. 100 craft beers plus $2 deals, pizza, wing, tacos, burgers, and more. Also, great place for a UFC fight. I will be there in these coming weeks. I will be there pressing the flesh, talking with the children and stuff like that. Anyway, RJ's Frozen Cactus. Again, check it out. Very, very good stuff. You will thank me later on this one. This is true. And here's the deal. Green Valley Decorative Rock. You might say to yourself, Mike, I don't want to have to go all the way out to Green Valley. Guess what? You don't have to. It's here in Tucson. It is here in Tucson. You've got two very convenient locations. If you are in Green Valley, you don't have to go to Tucson. You can use it in Green Valley or Tucson. Now, here's the deal. You've got all kinds of stuff. You've got pavers. You've got learning all these terms. I had no clue what any of this stuff was. But yes, grass, artificial grass, and I know multiple people that have utilized this. Plus, Mike, the owner, is a huge U of A fan. Again, this also makes me look good. If you use them, again, you will thank me later. And they transport. Here's the deal: they go north to Marana, south to Sierra Vista, west to Benson, and was it west to Benson? Yeah. Or no, North to Oracle, excuse me. Yeah, North to Oracle, excuse me. Either way, they go a lot of they go a lot of different places. No, I got to get this right though. They go north to Catalina Oracle, east to Sierra Vista Benson, west to Moran, and south to Nogales. All right, got it right. All right, but either way, check it out. And they transport. They can help you out. You don't have to go there like me in like a Nissan Altima and try to put 10,000 pounds worth of rocks in there or whatever it is. They do it for you. Check it out. You will thank me later. Okay. Oh, we got another super snack coming.
Brogan is saying east to Benson. Brogan is our Benson expert. East to Benson.
East to Benson. Did he just message us that?
Yes. Yeah.
East to
Benson.
Used
some colorful language, and he said east.
He called me a
Benson,
dope.
And he would know. Yeah, he would know.
Hey, you want to know something about this Brogan guy? Now, Brogan's a really good dude, and he's a. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we got a $5 super snap from Heiko. Hello, my guy. He was the one that referred me to RJ's. Very, very good. Appreciate you. Okay. Brogan though, this guy. Listen to this. You want to hear the worst? You want to hear the worst take ever? He said that he said that Benson and Bisbee are the same city. No.
I remember this. I thought back.
This was bad. This was. Yeah. Bisbee or Benson.
We love everyone. We love everyone.
We love everybody, but I'm just saying, if I am going to go on a vacation for the weekend, I am going to Bisbee. I am not going to Benson. Everybody hit the like button. Now, Bear Down Cat says, at least make Mike say something out of pocket for $5. Yeah. say something out of pocket, the whole show is out of pocket. I don't know what you're talking about here. Okay, now, there's only one Bisbee, man. Yeah, let's see. Is Brogan responding to us right now? Is he getting mad at us?
That was
Yes,
me
yes,
responding about something you probably don't realize you said. It was really funny.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay.
One
One
thing Danny said that see, this guy gets it, man. He just tweeted to us.
He did. He's already texting. He's already retweeting us. Or he's
What
already
a great
oh
time.
gosh, yes.
Mike and Jason,
Back
thank
the
you
A.
for having me on. Back the A. I mean, what more do we need?
Yes. No, this is good. You know what? I should have got him to do a whop. So
one thing that he mentioned, and I think is a very clear pattern, because Akina mentioned it and Brennan's mentioned it. It is very clear that last year, they feel that the complete lack of depth was a killer for this team.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
Offensively and defensively. So that was one of the goals too, is not every player is going to be a superstar. It's just unlikely.
Right.
But they need to be able to play more than one guy at a position.
Yes, exactly. So that's kind of where it is at, and we will continue. But either way, very good work from Coach. Very, very good work from Coach. All right, now we are also generally when people talk about Arizona athletics, they generally think about football first. But we are also a basketball school as well, so we also got to pay some time to basketball as well. So, first thing that we need to talk about though is Arizona. I put this out yesterday. Did we? I don't even know if we talked about this.
Are you sure? There's one more football news, and Ben's watching. Don't you think we should hit up one piece of football news?
Yeah, do it.
Arizona just hired a new tight ends coach. Unfortunately, it is not Ben. Ben, from what sources tell me, Ben White finished second.
It's kind of a bummer.
Which is, it's not good enough. But they hired Josh Miller, who has a history with Seth Dagey. He's already on the road recruiting, actually. So that'll be announced today, probably. But unfortunately, it's not Ben White.
Yes, it is not Ben White. Now, listen, the thing about Ben White, and we all know his passion for the tight end position. That has always been something, like when we first even met him, he was, he's talking about tight ends. So,
yeah.
Gronk probably the favorite, but he also at this stage he's not going to get that job. But I still think that he could. I still think he could reach out though and possibly get an analyst job, a tight end analyst.
There's plenty of analyst jobs open. I will put the word out there. Ben White, do not lose faith. No matter who coaches the tight ends, we know the number one tight end whisperer in the world. And that's Ben White.
We do not. You will do. Yes, exactly. Check it out, Ben White. All right. So there is that. We're going to talk a lot more about this going forward as well. Now let's talk a little bit of Arizona hoops. Arizona Texas Tech is on the docket, coming soon. And I think the first thing that we need to talk about is get the win, baby. I think Arizona's probably going to be about a 2-point underdog, 2 or 3 point underdog. Texas Tech solid. It's at home. But I'll tell you this, and we talked about it before. There's two things. There's a huge movement here. If Arizona wins this game, I think we have to start talking a little bit about possibly winning the conference at this point or being a big-time title contender. Jason Shearer, this is a huge game, and it's also a massive game for you for ADO because you did admit that you would go different. You would say you would apologize officially to ADO if this was the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Big game for ADO. This is an interesting situation, Mike. When you go on the road in the Big 12 for those 2-game road trips, I always go back to win your home games and split on the road, right? Like I would be okay if Arizona split on the road. If Arizona comes out of this thing with a sweep on the road, we absolutely have to start talking about them winning this conference. And then all of a sudden you get Colorado at home, right? And then you get Iowa State at home. And I don't know how much of that game you watched. Like, there's a real chance that Iowa State's the best team in the country.
No, they're very, very, very good. But I will say this though. Every now and then, listen, everybody on this show knows that I do not like going into the past. I do not like talking about the past because guess what? Generally, everything that I talk about ends up being right. But there is one thing that I think that I might have been slightly wrong about here. Kansas sucks.
They're weird, right? By the way, Danny Gonzales just tweeted at us again, Mike, because he said last thing he forgot, Saturday night, let's go Cats against Texas Tech, Big 12 championship. We talked about this before the show with Danny Gonzales.
Yes. Oh, hey, guess what this is? Guess what this is going to do? Watch this. Watch my retweet. This is going to be so good. This is awesome live stuff. Check this out. Yes. Check it out.
I get so excited. You're so cute.
Oh,
Mike.
no, I am. Yeah, I know. I get very excited.
It sucks is obviously a strong word. Kansas doesn't suck.
No, they don't suck, but they suck comparatively. Yeah.
But they're not what we thought. They're not what we thought they would be. The one thing that I take away from Kansas watching them is I know he puts up numbers occasionally. Hunter Dickinson, and I know he's like 3 in Ken Palm for the National Player of the Year. He does nothing for me.
I don't. Now, I will say this. It's a game that, how do you think the Twins match up against him?
Fine. I don't think he's that good. It's weird. I watched him last night, and all they were doing were physical. They gave him some space at times, and he shoots bad shots. And the one thing with Iowa State is super impressive. If Arizona, and I know we're looking ahead, if Arizona's careless against Iowa State, they'll turn the ball over 30 times. Iowa State's ball pressure is insane.
Yes, exactly. And the one thing that does worry me about this too is that Jaden is basically your primary ball handler at this. Obviously, at this point, he is. You can't. Here's one of my few things. And again, I always have to preface this by saying, because it's weird. There's a real movement of people out there that just don't like Tommy Lloyd, and I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't think it's a Tommy Lloyd thing. I think if there's a movement.
They just don't like Arizona.
Arizona could have, the best coach in the world coaching, and there's still be people that complain about how it's playing out.
Yes. Yeah. All right. But I still don't get it. He's good. He's good. I don't know how else to put that. But one thing that he did mess up on, and I'm looking at this because you stole my thunder. I wish there was another ball handler, like a real competent one, because like you said, Iowa State, Houston, it's basically
even
Jaden.
This week. You go on the road against Texas Tech.
Yeah. Conrad can't play in those games, man.
Conrad can't play, and it's tough. And then you're moving KJ to the 1. It's tough because Texas Tech's a good team, man. And when you look at them,
go ahead, sorry.
When you look at them, they draw fouls. They do. So it's it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, but it also just kind of bothers me because this is something that obviously shouldn't have taken us by surprise. I mean, it is it's something we noticed. I don't know. That's just why I'm done with the charity scholarships. No charity scholarships. I do not like charity scholarships.
I don't know. I agree with you. I agree with you. But then, if Tommy likes him, it feels like he's bought a little time with Henry. And I'm not saying Conrad's going to become Henry, but we were on this show a year ago saying run off Henry, and then now he's like the best player.
But I get it. But why couldn't you get like a grad transfer or something though that could have come in?
I agree. This was our concern in the offseason. I thought Arizona, even if it was a combo guard, I think Arizona needed one more guard.
Yep. All right. Now, one thing. Now, you might say this is called a tease for a read, my friend. Tease for a read. Okay. You might say, Mike Luke, that guy looks like he probably grinds his teeth at night. I do. I grind my teeth. And guess what? I need a mouth guard. Also, guess what? I am a klutz and I lose mouth guards. So, guess what? Instead of having to pay like $900 or whatever it is for a brand new night guard, go to AIS Dental, my friends. It's a very unique situation here. It's a low-cost membership for people without traditional dental services, and you can get a cheap replacement night guards, and guess what? Affordable dental implants. My mom had to get a dental implant. It was like $10 billion. I wish that she knew about AIS Dental before then. Have you ever had a dental implant, Sheer?
I have not. I probably will eventually. My teeth aren't great.
Yeah, all right. Well, either way, you should go. Our good buddy Lan Allen, a big fan of the show. We're big fans of him, and he's a fan of the show, obviously. But either way, check it out. Also, multiple convenient locations throughout throughout the city. So again, check it out. Hassle-free, plus it's digital friendly. Now, you might be like me and not understand how to use things digitally, but if you're somebody smart like Sheer, you will understand how to use it. Check it out. AIS Dental, my friends. AIS Dental. Okay, now, let's see here. One other thing that we got to talk about here. Now, you might be like, you might not be like Sheer or me, and you might actually have a lot of money. And you might say to yourself, you know what? I'm looking for somebody that Mike Luke might strongly recommend to possibly, help me out a little bit with my insurance and investments. Guess what? Longview. And our buddy Andre Veras. Sure, you like Andre Veras. I like Andre Veras. I brought you Andre Veras. I get full credit for Andre Veras and Longview Insurance and Investments, my friend. Full credit.
Yeah, Andre is a great guy. We hang out before every basketball game, home game. He comes over. We chat it up. Definitely give him a call. Give Longview a call.
Yes, Longview is a call. Plus, Andre is a good dude as well. We very much like Andre on this show. And again, I strongly recommend Longview Insurance and Investments and the great Andre Veras. So check it out. Plus a U of A grad. That always is good. Everything local, my friend. Everything is local. Okay, now let's get back to a little bit more Arizona basketball because we are also a basketball school as well. All right, let's talk a little bit then about where. How do I put this? Let's talk a little bit now about Carter Bryant going forward in the next couple games here. This is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be an interesting one for me, because there's going to be some games I think it's going to be difficult for Carter to play, but I think you've also got to play him as well. You know, Carter's actually, I think, per minute, one of the better rebounders on the team. I could just be making it up, but I don't think I am.
It wouldn't be the first thing we make up, so let's just go with it.
Yeah, we make up stuff all the time. Yeah, nobody's watching, so who cares? But that I think with Carter is going to be interesting though, because Carter is, you can tell that there's going to be some games that they're going to be difficult for Carter, but at the same time, you kind of need him out there.
I thought Baylor would be difficult for Carter, and I thought he was fantastic against Omi or whoever he was guarding at the time. This is another one of those matchups, man. Darian Williams, 6'6", 225. He plays the 4 and only the 4 for Texas Tech. He has been ridiculous. What's funny is credit our guy Murph with Darian Williams, because he had told me Darian Williams came from Nevada in 2022-23 season, and he thought Williams was awesome, even though Williams only put up like 8 points a game.
Right.
And now 2 years later, he's averaging 16, 5, and 5 and shooting 48% from the field. So he is he's that dude for Texas Tech. He is really, really good. And
hey, you know who else they have? Don't they have that kid from like GCU? No, they have Kermit. We're going to talk about Kermit Walton in a second, but don't they also have the kid from GCU who's actually not bad?
No,
what is his name? Like Chance McWilliams or something? What's his name?
That was as close as you've ever gotten on a name without knowing it. I am proud of you. Chance McMillan.
What did I say? Oh, Chance McMillan.
Chance McWilliams. Mike, so they have like a 3. It's who else they have? They're loaded, dude. They have JT Toppin.
Yeah, JT Toppin's one of the handful of best players at the conference.
Yeah, Toppin, Williams, McMillan, and then they have Overton, they have depth. They average 84 points a game. They're good. Like Texas Tech's offense. Their defense is a little iffy sometimes, but their offense it's good. Like, they're a good team. They're weird, though. They're another weird Big 12 team. They lost to UCF at home. That's a weird loss.
Yeah, but again, you know what I found out about UCF, though? I don't everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button.
They lost 4 games, Mike, by a combined 11 points this season.
Yeah, who, UCF?
Texas Tech.
Oh, no, I want to talk about UCF for a second. I don't think UCF totally sucks. You and I disagree there. Yeah,
no,
okay, so then
I agree with you. I said on the show the other day, I don't think they suck.
All right, yeah.
No, what do you think? You all right. Stuff up. Jerk.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time, wouldn't be the last time either. But UCF is to me kind of the epitome of like a Big 12 team that still felt like almost kind of an NCAA tournament type team. Plus they beat ASU, so good work on that. I like UCF, so I don't take that as a big L, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean UCF is not there. Here's the difference: like bad teams in the Pac-12 are like one decent guy, right? When you look at UCF's roster, they've got talent like Keyshawn Hall, Darius Johnson, Jordan Ivy Curry, and then the big man. Like they're not awful.
Oh, like the big guy. The big guy. I like the big guy.
He didn't play against ASU. He didn't play against ASU either.
I didn't know
that. Mustafa Thiem. Yeah, he didn't play.
Hey, did you notice who's sitting out again?
I'm curious if he plays on
St. On. Do we think it's because the check didn't clear?
Look.
That makes me laugh. That was Mike being funny.
Why not?
You're not.
Look, I'll tell you this,
you're not.
Man. It's hard to like. Do I think so? Probably not. But when you look at him, he's moving around just fine before each game.
Yeah, I know. It's I'm just saying, maybe. I'm just saying, don't know.
We'll see.
I still St. On's agent though, totally messaging you in the next or whatever he is. I don't even know if he's an agent, but totally messaging you in the next 15 minutes, asking why.
Yeah, whatever.
Him.
Whatever.
Yeah, that guy tagged me on Twitter. After a St. On game, and he's like, "Good night, Mike Luke," and I'm like, "Okay, putz."
Yeah, that didn't end up well for him that night.
No, that did not end up well for him.
We're not going to say what happened, but that did not end up well for him.
All right. Now Frank Galati says St. On has an ankle. Well, I hope he has two of them, not just one.
Oh,
that was funny. Yes, that was funny. Okay, now let's get back into a little bit of Henry Vasar, because there's a real talk that I think that we need to start having. But first, Michael Rubin. All right. The Rubin team with Swift Mortgage. Okay. Another guy, though. Cody, pull that up. There we go. All right. Now, you might say to yourself, this guy sounds familiar. He is familiar. Again, he is a really, really good dude. And here's what he does. He's a broker that can do a bunch of different things for you. He's a senior loan officer, pre-qualified for home loans, down payment assistance, and again, cash out refinances, debt consolidation. Also use code Wayne Womack for $500 off.
Uh-oh. Is that me or Mike?
It's Mike. Oh, we lost Mike.
Unbelievable. Michael Rubin, help buy, sell, finance, local to Tucson. Use the code Wayne Womack, $500 off closing costs. Our guy, Michael Rubin, great dude. I'm closing the show by myself here. Mike's out. Can we get his ugly face off? Can we get that off the screen? There we go. Thank you, Cody. All right. So Texas Tech. Cody, did you already pick Texas Tech?
I did not. I'm waiting for the line to come out.
See, what happens is whenever Cody picks Arizona, I automatically pick the other team. Because I know that Cody's betting. Cody's the only one to ever miss a 13-game parlay, I believe. Did you?
Yes, every single game. That was baseball, though. So
yeah, 13-game parlay. Mike isn't even answering text. Maybe the guy that robs me and tries to break into my house is breaking into Mike's house as we speak. But anyway, Texas Tech on Saturday. Very good team. Arizona will be the underdog, probably by 3 or 4 points. Now Mike's asking for the link. He's a complete disaster. Cody, you got that?
Yeah, I'm getting it for him.
Texas Tech will probably be favored by 3 or 4 points. You take a look at their lineup. Darian Williams, like we mentioned, is their best player. They have JT Toppin. This is going to be another one of the Twins. The Twins are going to have to come up big because Darian Williams plays the 4 for them. JT Toppin plays the 5. The Twins are going to be where it's at. Texas Tech goes really small. They're really good rebounding, but their center's only 6'9". Toppin's only 6'9". So They are a very small team, so Tommy might have to go small a little bit. Maybe Santa's agent got him. Mike needs assisted living. There's no one worse with technology. Mike will have to ask me sometimes how to download apps. Like he'll literally text me and say, "How do I download this app?" So
we went through a stretch of like a season and a half where he asked what time the game was and what channel it was every single day.
Yeah, he always asks what channel the game's on. Not a good look for Mike. I always have to remind him, and it's usually like 5 minutes before the game. So look at Mike. Yes, JC Toppin, I believe, is the brother of all the Toppins. Yeah, Brogan just texted us. Mike came to my house once so I could change his remote control batteries. So Mike and technology, not a thing. Dude, I love these comments. Mike needs to take a Zoloft. Mike is probably having a complete meltdown right
now. How do we feel about the day game aspect of Texas Tech?
They're leaving tomorrow at 2. They're doing a press conference with us. They're practicing here, and then they're leaving at 2. I don't mind it. It's not like it's across the country. I don't know how long of a flight it is. How long of a flight is it from Tucson to Lubbock? It can't be long. It is. Look at me. There's no way it's a 3-hour flight. I think it's 1 hour, 1.5 hours. That's nothing. 1.5 hours is nothing. So it's not if it was like at UCF Saturday at 12 o'clock, that'd probably be a thing. And then after Texas Tech, they have Oklahoma State, who, knock on wood, but Oklahoma State sucks. I watched them the other night. And I think their offense is their offense is 184th in the country. So not good. Do we know is Mike even joining us? Should I close the show out?
I don't know. He hasn't texted back since he asked for the link, but I mean, you can keep going.
What if Mike really did get robbed or attacked by Santa's agent, or his daughter came to the door and now he has to deal with but Danny Gonzales coming on the show. Want to thank him one more time. I've said this before, and ASU fans actually love Danny Gonzales, if they won't anymore, obviously, but Danny is an absolutely fantastic human being. And I think you saw that he has a vision. I don't know if it's going to work, because that's always what you wait for. Mike just said stand by again. He said that 3-4 minutes ago, but I don't know if it's going to work. You don't know if these things are going to work, but he has the right idea. A lot of times with coaching, what I've realized is effort and wanting to succeed is a very large part of it. We've been around coaches at Arizona like Sumlin and some others that didn't necessarily care if they were successful or not. Those guys, Mike said this hot water guy turned everything off. He had a water guy coming to his house and he turned everything off. A lot of times at Arizona, guys, if you don't come in wanting to win and wanting to be successful and working, you're done before you even start. And the thing with Danny is that he very clearly wants to be successful and wants to win at this job. I mean, go into recruiting at places that don't have prospects, but you know that it's going to pay off, is something that probably coaches don't love doing, but they have to do it. And guys like Sumlin, for instance, never really did it. So the fact that Danny Gonzales, I think, he's in Tucson. Zoe is in Phoenix today. I think Brennan is local. Bobby Wade and Josh Miller, the new tight end coach, are in Phoenix. So yeah, I mean, they're recruiting the state today. Yeah, there you go. Any questions? Ask questions on the side while Mike tries to figure out how to put his electricity on. This is good.
Looking at the basketball schedule.
Rogan said Mike called a plumber to fix his internet.
Looking at the basketball schedule coming up, what game in the Big 12 do you think is the best chance for Caleb Love to have a breakout performance again?
Caleb's going to play well on Saturday. I'm calling it right now. That Caleb is going to play well on Saturday. If he doesn't, and this is a hedge, this is a sheer hedge of the week, Oklahoma State sucks. If he doesn't play well against Oklahoma State, I'll just say this. If in one of the next 2 games, if he doesn't play well, I think it's time to worry, because Oklahoma State is not good. And so if he can't play well against Oklahoma State, yeah, I mean, then that's pretty much done. Mike is telling me to shut it down, and we'll hop on in a minute. He doesn't know what I'm saying. He's having a complete meltdown, Michael. Should I call him and put him on speaker? Oklahoma State is the game, though, Cody, to answer your question, because Oklahoma State's just not, and that game's on Tuesday. They're not good. Caleb usually goes like 3 good, 3 bad. And then it's funny because if you look at KenPom, the number 1 comparison for Caleb Love is indeed Caleb Love of last year. So we're going to end the show, though. We went on.
Before you end the show, you have one more ad read. You have to carry it by yourself.
I'm excited. I'm on it. Put it up. What do we got?
All right, hold on. We're coming.
Oh. Give it to you. Yes. Comfort X HVAC. Free routine maintenance for first-time clients. Small business, big savings. They're local. I've always said it. They're local. That is the big deal. Give them a call. 520-222-7012. Also, what's cool is code word Wildcats, 10% off this time of year. This is the time of year to make sure everything's working, because I know from experience, had a couple AC HVAC problems. They're the ones to give a call. They'll make sure that everything is sent, especially with the weather changing. Give them a call, 520-222-70112, or go on their website at comfortxhvac.com. Wildcats, code word Wildcats for 10% off. Mike will call them also probably to fix his internet. I don't know if they can do that, but we'll probably find out.
Yeah, good dudes. We talked to them a couple times over the last couple of weeks, getting this deal done. Local guys, and they're out there doing the best they can to keep everyone cool. So
also, yes, Lynn Allen Dentistry. We did that already. Yes, we did. We got everyone. We're good. Lynn Allen, I see you in the comments. Great dude. I think that's all our reads. I think we did it.
Yep. So, go, we'll just run through the list here just to make sure we got everyone. So Baggins, make sure you use the code AZ12. Sign in either in the app or online. AZ12 gets you 15% off. I'm going to go there tonight and get a sundown. RJ's Frozen Cactus. Make sure to go there for all of your pregame needs. Make sure you can park in the parking lot, ride share to the game. Green Valley Decorative Rock in Tucson and Green Valley. They deliver, or you can pick up lots of different fun yard apparel. Apparel for your yard. There you go.
Yard apparel. And of course, Michael Rubin, our guy at Swift Mortgage. Good human, Wayne Womack. That is the code word. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully, Mike's internet will be back. Once again, this is the Jason Shear. No, I'm kidding. WildcatAuthority.com, Wildcat Scoop Podcast. Danny Gonzales visits it. Why not you as well? Thank you, everyone. We will see you tomorrow.